Gemini, welcome. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for being patient with me. You are my finale. I wanted you to be yesterday, but I ended up getting comfortable after my sister came over and I just fell asleep. This has been a lot of energy this week. Maybe you guys have been feeling energy, maybe you haven't. Either way, you're here and I thank you for that. So are you ready to have your spiritual psychic antenna station frequency wave tuned to a good station you want to groove to? That's my goal. We're all psychic. We're all sensitive. We all have these abilities. Just what station are you tuned to? Is there static you didn't realize? Is there a better station with better music? Maybe one that gives you directions like a GPS where you need to go, or do you need to just groove to a tune for a little bit? So let's see. There's a lot of you and only one of me. So I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my best for you, Gemini, to see what we have for the beginning of May. The first week in May, May 3rd on. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday-ish and forward, whenever you get this is good. So I'm going to do Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising. What Geminis are inquiring, wondering, praying about. What I pull is going to be for the highest and greatest good of everybody involved in the situation. Even if you're here and you're just curious about a Gemini and you're not actually a Gemini. That's cool. It's going to help us all. So let's see what we have for you guys. Gemini, what is God, your guardian angels, spirit guides, higher self, love, whatever you believe that helps you on your journey is good. I want you to know right now, Gemini, what you're wondering about, thinking about, praying about for the beginning of May. Oh, by the way, before I forget, I am using the Sacred Rose Tarot with you guys. So, Gemini, what do we have here? Highest, greatest good. Everybody involved for May 2016. We're going to do 3 cards. That one. Gemini, highest, greatest good of everybody. Gemini. One more for Gemini. At the bottom is the Page of Swords. Yeah, the old Page of Swords. So, this is like a little old messenger. The first thing I want to say is don't shoot the messenger. Maybe you are that messenger and you're the little knee-jerk in the situation and you jumped in and you believe your truth and you believed you're right and you just said it. Your intentions are coming from the right place and maybe somebody took that wrong. Or maybe you were that person receiving this weird information. It's like the little kid that just was sitting with his parents in the kingdom and his parents are playing cards or drinking ciders and beers, talking away. Maybe they're the guards and they're not quite they're not quite the king and the queen. I haven't looked at your cards yet. I feel like I need to talk about this, and if I see those, it makes me blab differently. So I'm going to go with this right now, Gemini. So this is like the little kids sitting at the table, listening to the adults. It's like they get the information, and maybe the adults totally know what they were talking about, but just had a little too much to drink and weren't supposed to say what they said. And this little kid took that literally as truth because he trusts the information that he gets. He doesn't quite get the drunk thing yet. He just thinks dad and mom and the boys and the adults are always kind of right. So he took this information and he ran with it. He took this big sword that maybe is a little too big for him to hold and took off with it, right? And delivered that information, whether he was told to. Maybe the drunk, adults told him to go deliver that, and then later they were like, oh, maybe we shouldn't have told him to do that. So either way, this is that kind of information that just kind of comes at you. You don't expect it, and maybe it is truth. It usually is, whether he believes it is, whether it actually is or not. He has the truth and he has the intention that it is. So sometimes this is an actual knee-jerk kind of cut through the, oh my, like what did they just say? Kind of truth that comes into your life. But it came into your life, or it is going out of your life into someone else's for a good reason. For a kind of lesson, like when you're running and you trip and you skin your knee. Like, oh man, maybe I should have not, you know, put my sexy flip-flops on and decided to run the marathon. You know, it's like, maybe that's not exactly a knee-jerk. All right, let's see what your cards are. Let's see what you have, Gemini. Oh, you have 3 of Pentacles. You have another page. All right, so you have Page of Wands and the Page of Swords. So this is information that was delivered. Sharp, fast, witty, passionately. I mean, this is the Page of Wands. Now, this is the information that comes fast. So these can be messages. I mean, I have no major arcana for you, Gemini. I have the 3 of Pentacles here, and I didn't show you this. This is the 8 of Swords. This is you trapping yourself in your own mental thoughts and bounds and duct tape and stuff, you know? It's like you're duct taping your mind with this. It's like, it's swords, but there's like a lot of magenta and pink, so it's also spiritual. It's spiritual and of the heart, but it involves the mind. It's like she has this crystal ball, and it's above her head here. And then there's a crystal ball in front of the swords. So if the crystal ball, I mean, even if it's in front and you don't look at it as like, I'm looking through my crystal ball, it kind of is the I'm looking through my crystal ball, right? But none of these swords are stabbing her. They're just sort of creating like an imaginary bondage gate, birdcage around her. She doesn't even have blinders on in this. It's just her fancy flowing hair that is actually blinding her. It's her thoughts. It's maybe these swords. So I always see these cards in movement, Harry Potter-ish, right? So when I see these, she's not just, there's so much movement in this card. Look at her hair. So there's this crystal ball of clarity of truth that is here, connecting to your mind. It is here for you. She could reach out and hold it. Instead, she's holding on to these 2 thoughts that she doesn't want to let go of. And she's like this. No, they're my thoughts. I'm keeping these. These are my thoughts. And I'm holding on to this emotion by holding on to these. Whereas if she just let go, maybe these swords are still moving around her, getting back to my movement in the card. These swords are all like this. And it's almost like they're creating this wave, this fan, making her hair blow, even though she's almost not even moving. She's just holding on to these thoughts and these things that are just making her crazy. They're keeping her blinding and making her hair cover stick in her eyes. And if she just takes her hand off of the damn sword, she can get the hair out of her eye. You know, like, this is you. You having no major arcana right now, Gemini, means you have power to control these energies. There are not big major forces, energies at play right now this week in your life, really, that are infecting you. This is a week where you actually have some good control. You have the choice to ride these. These are your choices. Oh, I mean, they're all like these little kids. I feel like these are all these little kids except for this girl that's blind. They all look like these little, like maybe this one's like a teenager. He's like in college, you know, because he's starting to work together. He's starting to learn and working together. Maybe these are different types of younger energies around you. And you are the third, and you are learning. Even though you are a little bit older, a little more advanced, a little more quick to learn. Maybe you all started school at the same time, but you sort of boosted up a little faster than the other students. This one sort of like believes what they thought and believes what they read in the book. And this one sort of doesn't read the book at all. This one just sort of just dives in and learns right away because they really like it and they're kind of good at it. But you're like maybe the balance, Gemini. You got the like intelligent, witty, book smart, street smart thing going on to get you ahead at what it's like your start. It's like you need to get out of your blinders already. it's like, you don't want to work with that side of you. You don't want to work with that side. You don't want to work with that person. This shows that you are destined to work together with these parts of you, with this balance. You are being watched for the good work you do. You are being noticed for the good work you do. These people are admiring you, Gemini, for the good work you're doing. And it's all about you. You're making the decisions now. You don't have anything big that's telling you you have to do this. It's your destiny. It's up to you to work together and to make this happen, to create this balance, to juggle these Three of Pentacles. You have like a hammer in your left hand. So like you're receiving... Oh my, how would I interpret that? It's like a hammer. I think of, first of all, like the Judge. Then I think of Thor. But it's like you're receiving this information. And then you have like a scroll in your right hand. So in your right hand, you are... It's like you're receiving knowledge. You're receiving, not judgment, but the wisdom to act through being judged, like having judgment, good judgment. Forward judgment for you, that's of the heart. And then the scroll in your right hand is like you being able to penetrate forward. This knowledge, this ability to work together, to learn, to pass knowledge along. You're here to move energy, to move information to every one of us, Gemini. You are the one that can dive and talk to this person at a party and at an office meeting and at a dinner party and somewhere, and this person, and you can have the good conversation with both of these suckers and hold your own and have more knowledge for both of them to gain and something they never thought of. You're so good at knowing so much about so many different things that sometimes that's overwhelming to people. Sometimes people are focused on one area and they're good at that, and you're not. You can juggle a lot of shit and never drop it. But sometimes you also have to learn and realize that not everyone is on that level where they can handle so much as you. So maybe you need to teach a little. Maybe you need to write about how you can do that. Maybe you need to bring yourself from that position of, even if you are a little better and even if you are the one that can use everything together, that can see the bigger picture, that can see all sides of a project and how it can come together. You can see that. That's like the producer person, right? You are the editor and the writer. You're the one checking everybody off. So maybe for you to have good production and whatever this is, you need to first get your hair out of your eyes, and you need to let go of these swords and these thoughts that you think are just yours and that are just going to get you there, or whatever. They're just causing you turmoil. Let that shit go. Let it go already. Let it go. Fix your hair. Stand up, dust your sexy dress off, tap into the crystal ball that's just there in your head. And if it's still dark and you can't see, you still have a crystal ball in front of you. So just step outside those swords, connect the crystal ball that you can see, even if it's just a physical crystal ball. You can look in it like a ring, like a gemstone. You can see what's across the room in it. You ever do that? And look in there. So look at it and see what's over there from a different angle, from a bigger picture, because you'll probably see the whole room in that. And then you can decide to go and just move if you have to, or connect here. Probably both, Gemini. You probably have to connect your outside world and your inside world you have together. And then take that world, get rid of that blind or weird thoughts of you can't, or whatever you have blinding you. This is Eight of Swords. This has had to happen for you to come to a place where you can come back around to here, so you can work together with maybe these younger energies than you. Maybe you need to think about yourself as one of those younger energies. Maybe you need to sit on the floor with them and hang out with the kids. Hang out with the kids a bit, even if the kids are older than you. And just bring yourself to their level. He has like a fanny pack on with like all these pockets. It's like he's one of those fisherman people, and he's got all the pockets ready to go, and he has everything ready like a Mary Poppins purse, So you have all the napkins and the wipies and everything for the kids ready to go, but you're sitting on their level. You got the M&Ms if they need it, but like you're one of them, so everybody can learn together. You're going to use that teacher-student, student-teacher, and sit down and have this beautiful growth in your life, because you have the ability to go beyond the stars and to sit on the ground and to bring people back up with you. I love you.